What's up, fuckers, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today, going to be doing a trading every player rebuild with the Boston Celtics. This one was requested in one of my most recent videos, and I guess you guys want to see me in pain trading away my favorite team in the NBA. Before we do get into this one, if you guys are new around here and can subscribe, it does help out the channel a lot. We're on the road to 30K. Hoping to hit that by around midsummer. And as always, feel free to comment any other video ideas down below in the comments section as well. Okay, this Celtics team had a quick struggle for a decent amount of time. I'm recording this on Monday. You guys are going to see this on Tuesday. Currently on a 6-game win streak. We do have the Charlotte Bulls, the Chicago Bulls tonight, who I believe are like 10 games under 500 at this point. You know, kind of fell off a little bit after the deadline, but it is what it is. This Celtics team is playing pretty well right now. It sucks I have to go ahead and trade everybody, but that is kind of the goal of these videos. If you guys cannot, figure out how these work, I have to trade every single player on this team, and they are no longer welcome back on this team at any point in time throughout this entire video. So before we do get into this one, I'm going to change around some positions, maybe make some overalls a little bit higher, get that trade value up a little bit. You guys also have been saying you wanted to see one of these where I actually get to choose the trades. I'm not going to do it in today's one just because I think it'd be pretty easy if I did that. But if you guys want to see one of these where I go ahead and I choose what trades I make, let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know what team you want me to do that with. I could do that in a fantasy draft rebuild. I think that would actually be kind of fun. So yeah, let me know that down below, and I'm going to go change some positions, and I'll see you guys with the first trade. So first two we're going to be moving right here. Jason Tatum, Robert Williams. I moved both their positions. Their overalls jumped up a little bit. Yeah, so eyes are closed. We are going to stop this one in 3, 2, and 1, and we end up with Donovan Mitchell and Derek Favors. So honestly, not the worst thing in the world. Definitely, two studs, probably the two best players out of the 2017 draft class. Kind of just flip-flop teams right there. Next, we're going to do Jalen Brown. He's on a max contract, so I can actually probably keep him by himself. I matched Tatum with another smaller contract and Robert Williams, but you know what I'm saying. 3, 2, and 1, and we end up with Jeremy Grant and Mason Plumlee for Jalen Brown. Or if I went one to the right, it would have been Van Vliet. One to the left would have been Brandon Ingram. That could have been cool. But no, Jeremy Grant and Mason Plumlee are coming here from Detroit for one of the best young players in the NBA. All right, Kemba and Evan Fournier can be next. We're probably going to trade everybody on this team. If I'm being honest, some of them, when there's some shitty players, I just don't do it. 3, 2, 1, and Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry. An interesting one nonetheless. Now we're going to move on a little bit further. We are going to go Marcus Smart, Tristan Thompson right now. So we're getting some pretty decent players. A couple veterans, and Kyle Lowry and stuff like that, Mason Plumlee, but we're going to have to work around it. 3, 2, and 1. We're just going to go one to the left this time. And it's Terry Rozier, Malik Monk, or would have been Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel. I definitely don't mind Scary Terry. Welcome back to Boston. I know I'm moving a million miles an hour. I try to get through these fast because if I don't, these videos end up, being very, very long. They really do. Jabari Parker was a new pickup from the Celtics. I actually had a pretty good debut against the Warriors. Surprised he played that early. But 3, 2, and 1. David Nwaba and Sterling Brown. So we're kind of getting into some of the trades now that are not nearly as significant as, previous ones. But we'll get them out of the way. Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard. The next two victims here. And 3, 2, and 1. Reggie Jackson, Patrick Patterson. Also, another rule of these that I really haven't even gone over. I'm sure if you guys watch these videos all the time, you know this. I cannot make any trades after this. I trade all these players on this team for season number 1. I have to wait until the offseason to make my next trades. So kind of get into the final few guys here. Neesmith, Edwards, and Langford, I think, are actually the final 3 guys. So we have one trade. All right, I won't do them all together just because then there's only one trade. You know what I'm saying? All right, 3, 2, 1. We'll go one to the right. Jakob Poeltl, Drew Eubanks, or would have been Kaheem Birch and DeAndre Bembry. We actually knock out Patterson as well. It's not that big of a deal. And then final trade here is just going to be Romeo Langford, who I'm surprised exists. Honestly, he's been out forever, and now he's finally back. But 3, 2, and 1, and we end up with Alex Len and Jordan Bell, and we have to give up another first-round pick. That is just not exactly what I was looking for. Okay, we have a lot of guards in this team, especially a lot of shooting guards. Lowry's going to probably be starting at that point guard spot. I think I'm going to slide Reggie Jackson down to a backup point guard. Reggie Jackson was a point guard as long as I can remember. I don't know why he's no longer one right now. Small forward spots, not exactly ideal. Grant's going to probably start there. Holy centers, I did not realize that. Okay, that is tough. I'll start Siakam. Plumlee will be the backup. I think Favors is going to move down to the backup power forward spot. I could move Siakam to power forward and just start him, but I also, I do have Jeremy Grant, so I kind of want to go ahead and do that way. So I have a lot of centers. Unfortunately, not all of them. Like, only probably 2 of them are going to be playing. So, yeah, it's not exactly great, but I'm probably going to have to deal with it. So, actually, Malik Monk's only 6'3". That's tough. I can't do that. All right, I'm going to set this rotation. I'll be back. So, it's a pretty weird-looking rotation here. Sorry, I just have my mic. For year number 1, it's not exactly the way I was hoping it would look, but that's kind of one of the challenges in these videos is you don't actually get to choose the players you get at each position, you know, it would be much easier if obviously I got to choose. But year number 1, it's going to look like this. Kyle Lowry, Donovan Mitchell, pretty dynamic backcourt. I actually really don't mind this one whatsoever. Lowry's just a little bit old for me. I don't know if he's probably going to be here the entire video. I can almost say with 100% certainty Donovan Mitchell will not be going anywhere. David Nwaba, it's not great. It definitely could be worse, though. It has been worse in previous videos, so I can live with it for now. Jeremy Grant and Pascal Siakam is an interesting front court. I don't know if they're going to last the entire video. What's the contract situation looking like for Grant? Is he locked up? He is locked up his entire video, and Siakam obviously got that huge extension from Toronto in real life, so he is as well. So yeah, it's not great, but I can definitely, you know, live with it at least for a first season. Terry Rozier going to be my 6th man off the bench, 25 minutes a game. Derek Favors, Payson Plumlee, Malik Monk's actually going to be getting those backup small forward minutes. He's a little bit undersized there, but he's just going to have to slide into the rotation and make it work somehow. Because I really do not want to go ahead and who the hell is this? Sterling Brown? Yeah, I don't really want to play Sterling Brown. So and then Reggie Jackson's going to be getting backup point guard minutes, 10 minutes a night. Not that big of a deal. So it is what it is. There's definitely a lot we can work around. Kyle Lowry, obviously being a free agent this offseason, is not exactly perfect, but we're probably going to look at some sort of sign and trade, something like that. I don't really know. So, year number 1, this is how the team is going to look. It definitely should be a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. So we wrap up year number 1 here. Did not quite catch the record. We are a 3 seed here in the Eastern Conference, 6 seed in the power rankings. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Joel Embiid, MVP on the year, 30.5 points, 13.5 boards, 3.5 assists. Pretty well deserved, I'd say. LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year for the Charlotte Hornets. Spencer Dinwiddie, 6th Man of the Year. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year. Chris Boucher, Most Improved. He's been playing very well in real life as well. Steve Nash, Coach of the Year. The Brooklyn Nets go 57 and 25. So we're a 3 seed here. As I mentioned, we do have Chicago in the first round. Looks like interesting lineup right here. So we're better than Milwaukee, I guess, technically. Charlotte snuck in there ahead of Miami, ahead of Atlanta. Chicago. Interesting. Player stats on the year real quick. Donovan Mitchell obviously putting up some pretty impressive numbers for us right here. He will definitely be somebody we were building around probably for the entirety of this video. Siakam, not bad. I would maybe eventually like to get him back down to that power forward spot, but he's not bad there for now. Kyle Lowry doing what Kyle Lowry does, 15 points, almost 6 boards, 7 assists. You love it. I just hate the age. I just really hate the age, and he does start to regress in these videos. It sucks to see, but it's kind of the truth of it. Jeremy Grant, 13.5 points, 4.5 boards, 2 assists. I don't know about him. I'm iffy on him. Terry Rozier, Malik Monk off the bench, Mason Plumlee, Nwaba, Reggie Jackson. Rebounds per game did go to Pascal Siakam, and assist was Kyle Lowry himself. So we do have Chicago here in the first round. We take a look at their starting 5. Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Thad Young, and Nikola Vucevic. What it's looking like there. Pretty good team. Obviously made the addition of Vucevic at the trade deadline, but we do get by them in 7. Us in Brooklyn here, I do not, unfortunately, see us beating this team. Kyrie, James Harden, Joe Harris, KD. And they've somehow swung Mitchell Robinson from the Brooklyn Nets, or the Brooklyn Nets, the New York Knicks. I have no idea how they did that. I guess they just did a Jared Allen swap of some sort. I'm not sure why they did that, but yeah, they beat us in 5. Quick gentleman sweep for Brooklyn. So, yeah, we're definitely going to be worrying about that. They do go on to win the finals. James Harden gets a ring, and it does win a finals MVP. So, we can now make trades again, which is good. We're going to hop in, just reject all these. They are all set. Draft lottery real quick. I do not believe we have any picks in here. No, we do not. Oh, my God. The Nets are going to get the 2nd overall pick. Please tell me there's a protection on that of some sort. Okay, it went to the Thunder. Okay, that's how that worked out. So, Steph signing Brad Stevens. If he turned down $70 million from Indiana University, I'm sure as shit going to keep him here. Jamie Young and Jay Larinaga are actually real assistant coaches. Actually, Jamie Young, I know Jay Larinaga is, or Larinaga, whatever it is. Jamie Young just doesn't have a good enough ratings for me. So Jay can stay. Mason Miller, you're fine. Ed Thompson, you're fired. I'm just going to get him. You know, it is only a B trainer, but that's all we got. My boy Trent Peterson in here. If you guys actually care about who I signed as my staff, I mean, you can let me know. I can switch it up a little bit. Nobody's really ever, you know, complained about it. People complain about it a lot in 2020 or 2K20, but then again, it is what it is. So we have the 26th pick in the 2nd round, something I just definitely do not need. So thank you very much, Philadelphia. Again, I'm sorry I know I move 1,000 miles an hour in these, but I got to get through it fast. Okay, so we're probably not going to be drafting anybody. Actually, who do I have under contract that I wouldn't mind trading? Like Favors, I wouldn't mind moving. Rozier, I honestly wouldn't mind moving. Definitely not. Pirtle can go. Plumlee can go. All right. I do have somebody in mind that definitely could, you know, fill a big spot in this team if I can make the right trade. Let me see what I can do. 1 second. So I was actually going to trade all 3 of these guys for a pick. The money just really wasn't working out, and I got offered this for Terry Rozier, Mason Plumlee, and Derek Favors. To be honest, none of these guys were ever going to start for me, and we just picked up De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton, who has been one of, if not the best rookie. You know, LaMelo's out right now. I get it. In the NBA so far this year. So De'Aaron Fox is obviously going to be huge. As I mentioned about Kyle Lowry, I know he just had a pretty solid season for us. It's just the age thing kind of gets to me. So I definitely wouldn't mind doing a sign and trade, maybe trading him for some sort of small forward. And then this team's kind of chilling for now. I don't really have a problem with it. We're going to head up to team player options right now. The also great thing about that trade we just did is I didn't have to give up one single pick, which is absolutely huge. Team player options, Drew Eubanks. Maybe you can go ahead and get me some sort of pick. Sterling Brown, not going to get the qualifying. Malik Monk, I would not mind giving him that qualifying, though. I'm actually going to have to figure that out because I will give him the qualifying. I just don't know if I'm going to keep him just because I did just pick up Tyrese Halliburton. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell is the best player on this team right now. So we'll cross that road when we get there. We do have bird rights here on Kyle Lowry. I'm going to go ahead and give him a pretty decent-sized contract just to kind of match it up with some, bigger ones. We'll give him $30 a year, which is pretty crazy for a 35-year-old, but it's kind of what you got to do. So I'm not going to announce the rights on Malik Monk. Everybody else can feel free to take a hike. I really don't need you here. So Kyle Lowry, welcome back. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a pretty quick stay for you if I do say so myself. What I'm actually going to probably try to do, maybe give Malik Monk a deal and maybe try to throw him into some sort of trade. Just because I don't really know if I need him. Like, there's a little bit of a logjam here. Not that Donovan Mitchell's already not our best player, and I typically go 9-man rotation, which typically tends to mean that the best player doesn't have a backup. But I definitely do need to go ahead and figure out who I'm going to be getting as my starting small forward. So let me go ahead and figure out that deal. So I really wasn't able to get any sort of trade going that I really wanted to. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is Tyrese Halliburton. I'm just going to slide him up to the small forward spot. He actually jumps one overall. He's 6'5", so maybe a little bit undersized, when he's guarding the LeBron Jameses of the world. But I can live with it for now. I can definitely live with it for now. Kyle Lowry's still here. I don't really want him on this team, if I'm being honest at this point. I would not mind trying to maybe improve my center or power forward spot. I think that might include me trading Jeremy Grant. I don't know how good we're going to really be able to get at that position. So Grant and Lowry, I don't mind Jeremy Grant by any means. Like Rudy Gobert, though. Probably the best defensive center in the entire NBA. It's either him or Embiid. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're also going to pick up Bojan Bogdanovic, which means I can slide Siakam back down to that power forward spot and just kind of make this team an absolute unit. So at this point in time, I'm going to probably chill with the 10-man rotation, keep Malik Monk backing up Donovan Mitchell. I don't mind Bojan Bogdanovic, obviously an absolute sniper from three-point land. His overall might dip a little bit, but I definitely don't mind having a decent veteran to back up Halliburton, only 21 years old still. So I think Pirtle will remain as the backup center. Drew Eubanks, honestly, what's his overall if I move him down to power forward? He's 78, so I can live with it. I definitely don't have a ton of money in free agency, so I definitely just need to go ahead and sign a point guard to be a backup on this team. Alex Caruso, the Caruso. Let's get it done. Welcome to Boston. All right, that is the 10-man rotation for year number 2. I'm very excited seeing how this team looks right now, and I will see you guys in the rotation at the start of year number 2. This is how the new and improved starting 5 is going to look here for year number 2. De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell. I loved our backcourt last year of Lowry Mitchell. I absolutely am fathomed with this one of De'Aaron Fox and Donovan Mitchell. Very explosive, very quick, and I'm very excited to see what they can do. Tyrese Halliburton sliding in that small forward spot for us here, only in his sophomore season in the NBA. Obviously, a lot of pressure on a team that's expected probably to be pretty good. And then a front court of Pascal Siakam and Rudy Gobert. I think it's going to be pretty dominant. Hopefully, Siakam sliding back down to that power forward spot. Maybe he'll, a little bit better numbers this year. But again, he wasn't bad last year at all. Rudy Gobert is an unbelievable defensive addition to this team, no matter which way you look at it. So the bench isn't great, or it's not bad. It's just not as good as it was last year. Malik Monk, Jakob Poeltl, Drew Eubanks, Alex Caruso, and Bojan Bogdanovic. So I think it's definitely serviceable, though. We got a pretty good mix of veterans, some nice young pieces on this bench. So I'm very excited about this starting 5, though. I will see you guys, hopefully, as a top 3 seed at the end of year number 2. It was a great second season for us as we ended the year as a 1 seed, both in the Eastern Conference and in the power rankings. Trae Young, MVP. See this a lot more in videos recently. 32 points, 3.5 boards, 11.5 assists. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year for the New York Knicks. Unfortunately, I do not think they're going to be bad enough to get a high enough pick to draft Cade Cunningham this year. Precious Achiuwa, 6th Man of the Year. You see that quite a bit as well. Jonathan Isaac is your defensive player of the year. I'm all over the place right now. Keir Lewis Jr. does win most improved. Stan Van Gundy, did he have more wins than Brad Stevens? No, they tied. Okay, whatever. You can take it. I'll see you in the finals, New Orleans. All right, player stats on the year right now. Donovan Mitchell again doing his thing. Him and De'Aaron Fox, just an unbelievable backcourt. We had 320-plus point per game guys. I believe the last team to do that actually was the Celtics a couple years ago in real life with Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker. So, yeah, not too bad. Malik Monk, Tyrese Halliburton, slowly, steadily improving. I'm excited to see what he can do. He went to Iowa State, correct? Yes, he did. Rudy Gobert, 10.5, 13.5. I'm sure brought some unbelievable defense as well. Bogdanovic off the bench, especially, with exactly what I was expecting him to do, around 9 points a game. So, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable where this team is at right now. Obviously, we got to prove it in the playoffs first. We do have Charlotte here in round number 1, LaMelo Ball. They have our old friend Marcus Smart. It looks like I traded him there for Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, P.J. Washington, and Bobby Portis. I do not want to play against Marcus Smart when he's pissed off. He's a pretty good defensive player. This fucking team. All right. Okay, it's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days. All right, Lakers go on to win the finals. LeBron James at the age of 37. Probably still the best player on the planet Earth. Okay, so we're going to head up to league meetings right now, and I got to do something with this team. No thank you. And the rest of these can just go take a hike. Okay, draft lottery right now. We definitely don't have any picks in it. I'm very confident about that this year. Heat are projected number 1, and Sacramento ends up with number 1. Protection on those Rockets picks they're all over the place. CFO, Jordan Malone's fine, and then I want an A trainer, so you're fired, and hopefully you can give me you, and perfect. I'm not firing Brad Stevens. No matter what you may think about him in real life, he has some pretty good ratings here in this game, definitely probably better ratings than anybody I would have been getting, so I'm going to stick with him, and again, I don't really think I'm going to be drafting anybody. No, okay. Who are you drafting for me at the almost last pick in the draft? Glenn Teague from Georgia. Is he real? And somebody want to let me know that in the comment section. Sure, just because I need roster spots, whatever. Halliburton, Drew Eubanks can both come back to this team. Not skipping to free agency qualifying offers. We do not have any here. So, do we have any big free agents? This is obviously a loaded free agency class, but I don't really think we even have any big free agents. I mean, I don't really see a reason to switch up the majority of this team. I mean, maybe look for a new guy at small forward, but I think it's not like, I mean, Halliburton wasn't unbelievable, but what can I expect him to do with this starting lineup? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think this team just needs one more year. I will entertain the idea of trading Tyrese Halliburton. I don't love it just because this is a 3-year rebuild. If I was doing, a 5, 6, 7, 8-year rebuild, whatever it may be, I would definitely keep Halliburton just because I know how well he'd progress. But the fact of the matter is I don't know if he's going to be our starter on a championship team in year number 3 when he's 22 years old. It's just going to be a tough decision. So I'll either see you guys with that sort of trade or, I don't know, something else. I'll figure it out. Pretty big blockbuster coming right here with the Philadelphia 76ers. Tyrese Halliburton, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Malik Monk heading to Philadelphia. Ben Simmons, Matisse Thybulle coming over here to Boston. Ben Simmons, if you couldn't figure it out, is going to be sliding into that small forward role there for us. He's going to be starting for us. So, yeah, I think that means Donovan Mitchell, I'm going to probably slide down to a 9-man rotation. Mitchell just won't have a backup. I'm fine with Thybulle kind of, playing a hybrid of backup shooting guard, backup small forward for me. So I'm very comfortable with this team right now. I do need a new backup point guard. I'm hoping trying to get somebody a little bit better than Alex Caruso. Ricky Rubio is not bad, 77 over. Like, is there somebody that's a pretty high overall here? Like, give me Daniel Tice. I don't like Daniel Tice at all. Technically, I can bring him back onto this team. Just because he was actually already not on this team in real life. I'm sure I'm going to have some dumbass in my comment section saying, Daniel Tice is on the Celtics. No, he's not. He's on the Bulls. Okay, we're going to move Tice to power forward. We're now going to trade him into, again, I know I'm moving a million miles an hour, but him and 2 first-round picks. Give me some sort of backup pointer because I want this team absolutely locked in to win a championship. Shake Milton. Did not think Kobe White would be offered to me. This team's absolutely unbelievable. I will see you guys in the rotation at the start of the 3rd and final year. Year number 3, the 3rd and final season. This team is looking unbelievable. I think this team's absolutely ready to go ahead and win a championship. I really need it to happen, so let's see what we can do here in year number 3. De'Aaron Fox, Donovan Mitchell, this same dominant backcourt does remain intact. Ben Simmons is going to come into Boston. He's going to be my new small forward again. Obviously, he's a very ball-dominant player. I think it will work fine. This is 2K. Would I ever really maybe run this lineup in real life? Well, if I had this talent, I could definitely make it work, but I don't know. But I think we're going to be fine here in 2K. Pascal Siakam at that power forward spot for us. Still Rudy Gobert at that center position. And we're now in a 9-man rotation. Kobe White, unbelievable the fact that they offered me him and a first-round pick for, what was it, Daniel Tice? I don't even know. Kobe White, Matisse Thybulle, Jakob Poeltl, and Drew Eubanks is the bench unit. So almost all 80-pluses coming off the bench. I have 1 minute to spare. Did I take a minute away from somebody? Nope, I just have 1 to give. I'll give 35 here to De'Aaron Fox. Okay, that's fine by me. I'm excited for this team. I'll see you guys at the end of the 3rd and final season. So I'm going to get in the offseason in a second, or the playoffs. Sorry, I'm all over the place from what the fuck is on my screen right now. How is Steph on the Nets? Look, I get it. They probably had 3 free agents of Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving, but to sign Steph, especially if they retained at least one of Kevin Durant or James Harden, is nuts to me. Knowing my luck, they probably re-signed all 3, and I probably have to face them in the conference finals, but just how my life goes. 34 points a game, 4.5 boards, 9.5 assists for Steph Curry. Dude's balling out at 35 years old. Looks like he didn't do very well. I mean, it's obviously not a bad year whatsoever, but Steph Curry standards, dude could have won most improved player. Marcus is, I don't know. Russell Westbrook, 6-man in Oklahoma City. He's back there. What is going on in this video? And why is he wearing number 3? Did somebody really take 0 from him in Oklahoma City? Like, look, I know he's wearing 4 in D.C. right now, but really? Jonathan Isaac wins Player of the Year. Bol wins Most Improved. He's in San Antonio now. I feel like I did a fantasy draft. I literally feel like I did a fantasy draft. We go 68-14. I need to start paying attention more. I'm actually genuinely interested in what the starting 5 here for Okay, so they have Kevin Durant. So they lost Harden and Kyrie, but they replaced Harden and Kyrie with Steph Curry. Yeah, KD and Steph are back together once as teammates. That's scary. Not that he's anything like Klay Thompson, but they have unbelievable shooting still in Joe Harris. So, yeah, Robinson, Thad Young, DJ off the bench. Blake's still going strong off the bench. I mean, that's a scary team. I'm surprised it's a 3 seed, not a 2 seed. Player stats on the year for us. Donovan Mitchell, 27.5 points a game. What happens when you don't give him a backup? I mean, this team is just unbelievable. Ben Simmons, 15.5 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Perfect. 2 steals a game. Should have probably been on the Defensive Player of the Year candidacy, but we will see that in a... we will not see that in a second, but you know what I'm saying. 13.5 rebounds. Rudy Gobert led the team and 8 assists for Ben Simmons, that small forward spot. We have Charlotte once again here in the first round, who beat us last year. They added Julius Randle, who's been having a crazy good year in real life, kind of a breakout year for the former star. Not star. I don't know. I trip over my words sometimes. For the former... Let me see. What teams has he been on? The Lakers? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Where did he go after the Lakers? I know the Mavericks rumors. I'm just blanking right now. All right. It's not that important. I'm literally just... Actually, I can check. It's just going to annoy me if I don't check. So, where was Julius Randle before this? Knicks. That's where he was for the whole time. New Orleans for a year. Okay. Forgot he was in New Orleans for a year. All right. Nevertheless, Washington here in round number 2. Shea is now in Washington. So, and Zach LaVine's there as well? What is going on today? What in the world? How did they get both? I don't know. I don't know. All right, we go ahead and sweep them. Moving on to us in Milwaukee. Kyle Lowry's now in Milwaukee. DiVincenzo, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Billy Hernangomez does complete their starting 5. We sweep them as well. We're running through teams. Us and the Pelicans here. Kyrgios Jr., Malik Beasley, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jackson Hayes is going to do it there for New Orleans. And we go ahead and win in 7. I believe they were up either 3-2 or 3-1. And we came back and win. Donovan Mitchell, age 26 years old, almost 30 points a game, does get his first Finals MVP. So, this one was actually a little bit harder than I was expecting. I really didn't think it was going to be this challenging, but it was. We had 490 pluses on this team, so not too bad, if I do say so myself. But as always, if you guys are new around here and can subscribe, it does help out the channel. It's on road to 30K, hopefully hitting it by midsummer. That is the goal. Once I'm home, obviously, I can make videos more consistently, and we're going to be getting probably at least 1 out per day because my internship for the summer got canceled. So, gotta love a pandemic. It's just great. So, as always, feel free to comment anything else you want me to see in the comments section below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.